you box good, you can do this, you got this over him, you're gonna have to tighten up this, you're gonna have to do this. You know, it's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you'll whoop his ass, you'll do this to him. It's never like
yes
that.
man type stuff.
You know what I mean?
When he has, with a person that has a big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, you know, and you stay working for a long time.
Terence Crawford shared what happened during his first talk with Floyd Mayweather after he started training for the Canelo fight. He said Floyd didn't just give compliments, he also shared some real advice. Mayweather spoke highly of Crawford's talent, but also warned him to be careful because Canelo has a lot of experience. Their conversation was serious, respectful, and focused completely on strategy.
That's a big boy, he's strong. You know, you box good, you can do this, you got this over him, you're gonna have to tighten up this, you're gonna have to do this. You know, it's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you'll whoop his ass, you'll do this to him. It's never like
yes
that.
man type
You
stuff.
know what I mean? It's like, hey, listen, you know, that's a dangerous fight, you know, but
That's the fight.
if it happened, you know, you can win, but you're gonna have to be on your A game.
Floyd Mayweather recently became part of Terence Crawford's training camp and even took part in some sessions to help him improve his skills. Mayweather looked truly impressed by Crawford's hard work and strong technique. He even called Crawford the best fighter in the world right now, pointing out his discipline and sharp focus. Their training time together wasn't just for show. It proved that Mayweather really believes Crawford has what it takes to beat someone as dangerous as Canelo Alvarez. The respect between them was easy to see, and their training sessions were intense, showing how seriously both of them are treating this fight.
Right now, in your opinion, who's the best fighter in the world?
We can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound. And Canelo done something that is amazing when Canelo was able to go to light heavyweight and become light heavyweight champion. Something that I didn't even see him going up that heavy, and he did that. So, but as of right now, I have to put Terence Crawford as number one.
Crawford has always looked up to the way Mayweather approaches boxing, not only his talent in the ring, but also how he handled his career and built his legacy over the years. That respect has now grown into a real connection between them. Crawford has received useful tips and advice from Mayweather many times, and he takes that advice seriously. He doesn't just listen, he puts it into action. Their relationship shows a stronger bond built on ambition, legacy, and a deep understanding of what it really takes to reach greatness in boxing.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, was, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever, keep it real, boy. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting.
Yeah.
I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd. Nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll be this. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
You like plotting.
Yeah, I ain't never been that type of person ever.
In every recent training video, Crawford looks fully focused and locked in. He's clearly not treating this matchup lightly. His conditioning, his technique, and his footwork are all being pushed to a higher level. Everything he's doing in camp is planned to help him deal with the challenge of fighting a bigger and stronger opponent. The way he's sparring, practicing, and getting ready shows a fighter who understands what's on the line. He's working on every small detail to make sure he steps into the ring ready for whatever Canelo brings his way. Mayweather caused some controversy when he mentioned Canelo's past problems with performance-enhancing drugs. He questioned why the media hasn't been tougher on him and hinted that certain fighters are treated more lightly than others. This got a mix of reactions from the boxing world. Some fans felt he had a point about double standards, while others thought he was just creating drama. No matter which side people are on, Floyd's words brought back old arguments about fairness and responsibility in pro boxing.
But what we don't talk about is, you know, Canelo. Steroids. They don't talk about that. So we don't know. We really don't know all the fighters he beat. He could have been not clean in a lot of fights.
Mayweather didn't just praise Crawford. He actually explained what it really takes to beat someone like Canelo. He looked back on his own fight with Canelo and stressed that smart strategy matters more than just being aggressive. He advised Crawford to stay sharp and go into the fight using his brain and perfect timing. Floyd made it clear that this challenge won't be easy, but he truly believes that if anyone can get the job done, it's Crawford.
Terence Crawford jumping up from 154 to 168 and beating this quote-unquote version of Canelo Alvarez would diminish the accomplishment that Floyd Mayweather accomplished beating his version of Canelo Alvarez. Is it two different versions of Canelo Alvarez? And obviously, Canelo Alvarez is 62 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He is obviously bigger. When Floyd fought him, it was at 152 catch weight, but it had no rehydration clause. So you might as well just say it was at 154. Now, two things they have in common is that Floyd Mayweather was 36, 37 years of age. Terence Crawford is 37 years of age, going on 38. So he'll be 38 when he fights Canelo Alvarez. Floyd had already had 2 fights at 154. He had the fight with Miguel Cotto, and he had the fight with Oscar De La Hoya.
Instead of avoiding criticism, Crawford faces it head-on. He knows people are worried about him moving up in weight and going up against someone as physically strong as Canelo. But he doesn't see those concerns as something to fear. They're just part of the challenge. His confidence isn't based on ego. It's built from hard work and preparation. He's going into this fight with a purpose, not just to show he belongs, but to take control and put all the doubts to rest for good.
That's a fight because of the challenge. Yeah. I love the challenges. And I love the people that I hear them now. You too little. You know, Canelo gonna break you. He's gonna stop you. You come from 147, that weight too big, this and that. I can hear now. And that just excites me to go in there and just be like, okay, let me prove him wrong once again.
That fight would be gigantic. If Canelo gets through Jamel and then you guys fight, that fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, like, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah.
David Benavidez has spoken out with strong support for Crawford's chances. He believes a lot of people aren't giving Crawford enough credit for what he brings to the ring. In Benavidez's opinion, Crawford's skills, strong focus, and mental toughness give him a real chance to pull off an upset in this fight.
The Ring magazine, which is owned by Turkey, reported that Canelo and Crawford have agreed to the September date and that it's essentially on. What is your I know this has been rumored and talked about, but now it seems like a done deal. What's your reaction to this?
It's a good fight. You know, it's a good fight for both of them. Good fight for, I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody, you know, but I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
Yeah, I know you said, like, he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I think you give him like a 7 out of a 10.
Oh, wow, that high. I thought you were going to say like 25.
Well, I mean, no, Crawford is good. Crawford is good, and I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long time. And you know, Crawford, he likes to pick up the weight, so I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long time. So, you know, Crawford, when he has with a person that has big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, you know, and you stay working for a long time, you know, you have a puncher's chance.
Shakur Stevenson also believes that Crawford is the better fighter. He's been open about the deep respect he has for Crawford's abilities. Stevenson pushed back against the idea that Crawford is too small for this fight, saying people don't understand just how strong and physically tough Crawford actually is.
Yeah,
what do you say about that?
I think skills pay the bills. Yeah. And I feel like, truthfully, he's not as little as people think. Like, people think he's like very small.
He cut weight to get more fights.
Yes, he's not as small as like people think. It's just he look like it.
Yeah.
So like if you see him in
person,
and he get on a scale or something, You wouldn't believe that's his weight.
I told somebody the other day he might get on the scale weighing like 166, 167 fighting Canelo, and people wouldn't believe how ripped up and cut up he'll still look. He won't look like he's overweight Terence Crawford. He gonna look like a solid Terence Crawford.
I think he beat Canelo though. I've been saying. I remember when he fought when they fought. Go watch an interview after the fight. I literally said I think Terence Crawford would beat Canelo.
Okay, I wasn't saying
that. A long time ago.
Yeah.
Though. No cap.
I did tell him after the Smith fight. I said, "Man, go get Canelo. You the greatest." Yeah, it's Aaron.
For sure.
Yeah, it's no question.
No question. Yes.
Actually, back to the you and Terence working together, because you've shared everything you've learned from him. There was fans doing their homework in the Avanesian fight and in the Spence fight, saying actually it looks like Terence may have taken a couple things from Shakur as well, not just Shakur taking things from Terence.
No, that's for sure.
Teddy Atlas has said clearly that he thinks Crawford is smarter and more skilled than Canelo. Atlas believes that Crawford's ability to change his plan during the fight and how well he reads his opponents really makes him stand out.
Well, come on, he's human. So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, "Oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is." But who's he beating? He unified the. What was his first division? Lightweight, then he unified the junior, then he unified the junior welter, then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter. He unified like 3 different weight classes. He moved up in weight. Guys are tired of me saying it. I look at him. Look, Canelo's special too. I get it. And he's bigger. I get that too. And everyone's going to say, well, after Madrimov fight again, had a couple hiccups. Now he's stepping up another weight class. Now he's got to fight Canelo, who's even bigger, stronger, better puncher. A unified champion that he's been. All of that stuff. He's not going to be able to handle it. I asked this question. See, I go to the other side. I say, okay, yeah, can Canelo handle the smaller guy who's going to be faster, who's going to be slicker, who's going to be better defensively, who's going to have better legs, who's going to be able sometimes Canelo at this point in his career can slow down a little bit. They're both getting older. I get it.
Ariel Helwani shared an interesting point. Canelo's performance has shown signs of slowing down. He talked about Canelo's age and the doubts about how well he moves now. On the other hand, Crawford seems comfortable at the heavier weight and is getting stronger in it.
Crawford, switch hitter. He did all right in his first fight at 54, but now he'll get more comfortable as a bigger guy. He's actually not that small, this, that, and the other. Yesterday on my program, Ade, I spoke to David Benavidez, and I asked him about this fight, and his response surprised me. I want to play this clip for you and get your response to David's answer. Here it is.
It's a good fight for both of them. Good fight for, I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody, but I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
Yeah, I know you said he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I think you give him like a 7 out of a 10.
Oh, wow, that high. I thought you were going to say like 25.
Crawford is good. Crawford is good. And I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long, long time. And, Crawford, he likes to pick up the weight. So I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long, long time. So, Crawford, when he has, with a person that has a big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, and you stay working for a long time, you have a puncher's chance.
Okay, so what do you make of that? What do you make of that response? I was a little surprised.
I need to clear up what he meant by 7 out of 10. Does he mean he's giving him a 70% chance to beat Canelo?
Yes.
Is that what it? Wow.
Yes.
I mean, who am I to disagree with Benavidez? Benavidez knows he's boxing, right? I mean, he might have shared the ring with both. With Terence Crawford. If anyone else was jumping up from 154 pounds to 168, not named Terence Crawford, I'd say this is crazy and they don't have a chance, because they're fighting a guy that I still think is very, very good in Canelo. The reason I give Crawford a chance is because A, it's Terence Crawford and he's unbeaten, but B, I think Canelo's slipped just enough for me to think this is a real fight. This isn't Canelo that fought Golovkin second time round. I thought that was almost the best Canelo I've ever seen. It isn't that anymore. I've watched his last couple of fights. I've been lucky enough to have been at a few recent fights. The Bivol fight's taken something out of him. He doesn't throw punches and combinations. His feet have slowed just a little bit. And Crawford does throw combinations, and Crawford has really good feet.
The history between Mayweather and Canelo makes this upcoming fight even more important. Their match in 2013 is still one of the biggest in boxing history. Floyd controlled that fight and gave Canelo his only official loss. At the time, Mayweather was already a legend with many championships and an undefeated record. Canelo was young and full of ambition, with a lot of hype as boxing's next big star. Many saw the fight as a moment for the torch to be passed, but Floyd wasn't ready to give up anything.
I mean, you fought Floyd Mayweather at what, you're 23?
23.
That's so young. Yeah. And he was like, that was when he was
he was
prime,
in his
right?
prime,
and you were only 23.
23.
What was that like?
I trained so hard, and now obviously I tried to beat him, because if you beat him, you wanna be the best in the world at 23. So imagine that. But he was the better man that night. A lot of experience. He's a great fighter. But I learned a lot. Definitely, it's gonna be different. Because I'm more mature, more strong, with more experience. It's definitely gonna be different.
Crawford's training has put a strong focus on his jab. In sparring, he uses it to control how far away the fight stays, to mess with his opponent's timing, and to open up chances to attack. He's practiced with partners who copy Canelo's style, and Crawford switches between stances easily to keep them unsure of what's coming next.
Watch the right hand for the decoy.
Y'all know chess? Fisher versus Spassky. Two of the best, you understand? That's what you watch. Two of the best. That's how Star work. You know how to work. You know how to get the most out of everything. Good job, Shane.
Amir Khan's opinion matters because he has fought both fighters in the ring. He respects Canelo's power, but also sees weaknesses in his defense. Khan says Crawford's speed and defense make him a much harder fighter to hit. He thinks Crawford could annoy Canelo with his quick movement and sharp counterpunches, making Crawford a tough challenge even for a powerful hitter like Canelo.
Well, Canelo's a beast, man. Canelo's a beast, and you know, when it was offered to me, I tried to chase the Mayweather fight at that time, and it happened. And obviously I was probably at my peak of my career there as well, so whoever I was going to fight, I was going to give him a hard fight regardless. Because we were probably winning that fight against Canelo until he knocked me out. But yeah, I was boxing well, but you know one thing, sizes, now I understand why they make weight divisions in boxing, every weight division. But then again, look bro, you would probably take it. I was offered like 10 million quid, bro. 10 million quid, bro. Look, end of the day, this is like, it's a lot of money, you know. I thought about it. What made me, when I got the deal on the table for 10 mil, I was like, should I take it or not? But then I worked it out. Normally I have to have 3 or 4 hard training camps and fights to make that kind of money. That's still one fight. So you rather do it in that one fight, you know what I mean?
Does Canelo beat Crawford?
Size, bro, remember, like, Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy when it comes to weight. A box fight, yeah.
What do you think?
I think Crawford, in my opinion, but size might matter. But then again, I think since when I fought Canelo's become a better boxer. He started boxing more better. You know what I mean? Technical more. Especially against the last fight against Mangui. He boxed really well as well, and he's looking really good. He's still, a lot of people might say, oh, he's getting old, this, that, another, but no, Canelo's still a beast.
I mean, Eddie Hearn says don't live levels above Adam. What do you think?
I think today, Adam proved he is probably on the same level, but in my opinion, both guys want to fight each other this year.
In Canelo's latest fight, fans noticed he didn't throw many punches against Williams' skull. The low number of punches raised concerns that Canelo might not have the same energy or drive he used to have in the ring.
Be great. That'll be 3 times. If you go 154 and win the belt, that's 3 times super. Then I said, chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo, 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in like his next 2 fights, where he still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. like if he's trying to chase the greatness. But I mean, he already done something that's never been done. Charlo don't want none of that smoke.
There is no doubt that moving up to fight Canelo is a big risk for Crawford. The super middleweight division has many large, strong fighters, and it's still unclear if Crawford's power will hold up at this higher weight. But his technical, skill, smart fight IQ, and ability to adapt could be enough to beat the size gap. This challenge isn't only about strength, it's about being smart, and Crawford looks ready to show he belongs with the biggest names in any weight class.